Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Nicoletta and I am a weird sister. If you need one, I am here for you. If you already have one and you're looking for another, I'm here for you too. Or just need another, I'm here for you too. So today, we are finally starting a series that I've been wanting to start for some time. And I figured July was going to be the perfect time to start it. And that is going to be the Witchy Wednesdays Series. So I have been, I don't really know how to phrase this, looking into, researching, and pretty much practicing witchcraft since I was 13. And I was in Catholic school, so there's that ball of fun. I really started researching and looking into it because I got inspired by someone that was close to my family. And then I just kind of started looking into it for myself and started researching and reading and doing all this stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with it. Then I kind of took a hiatus when I moved out to Arizona with my mom in my teenage years, and then got back to it in my 20s. And now here I am in my 30s at 34 and full on in my own home, doing my own thing, practicing my own stuff with bats on the wall and everything. So it's pretty much where I'm at. But I've been doing this for some time, and I've researched multiple cultures, researched multiple practices, know about different practices, know about different walks of life, know about different cultures with this stuff. I am in by no stretch of the imagination an expert, and I think anybody that claims themselves to be an expert is a bit out of their gourd, because it's a constant evolving process. It's a constant evolving journey. You're never going to know everything. You know, it's just like art. You know, witchcraft in and of itself, like art, is something that you're always going to be evolving and practicing and learning more about. No one is ever an expert in anything. Now, that being noted, and me not being an expert in anything and just having my own walk of life, my own things, my own practices, all that kind of stuff, I will tell you that if you ever try and do anything in witchcraft, wiccanism, paganism, anything of the occult, that you research it further, research it until you really know everything about it, set your intentions to it. That's the most important thing. And apart from having someone by your side that's well practiced in it, and then just go from there. I never wanted to start off with just doing things by myself. So I always made sure I had somebody by my side that was more experienced, so I would know where in my thought process I might mess up. If you ever approach magic or witchcraft, paganism, occultism, wiccanism without anyone that's practiced, you're going to feel the effects. You will feel the effects in some way or another. Some point your life is going to get so rocky and you're going to think, maybe I shouldn't have opened that box. Maybe I shouldn't have opened that door. Maybe I shouldn't have cast that circle that way. And then one of us is going to have to come and help you and try and fix things and figure things out. So by no stretch of the imagination on this channel am I going to tell you that anything I say you can do on your own and without help. You know, there's a reason why witches have covens, and it's so that we can help each other. And it's so that we can run things through each other and past each other before we go and try something or do something. You know, the things that you might be practicing or that you might be trying or that I might recommend that you try, you should always consult someone local to you that knows the energy, that knows the spirits, that knows maybe the demons or other entities in the area and what they're after before you go and cast that circle or go out into that cemetery and try that spell. Don't ever think that you have it all together just doing it on yourself, watching a bunch of YouTube videos. So that's the first thing. the first bit of information, I made a pact with myself that if I was going to do these, that's the first thing I would say. Is just a full disclosure, full disclaimer, like, don't go at it, unless you're researching and consulting people that know the energy and know the area very well. There's a reason there's multiple sects of witchcraft, wiccanism, paganism, occultism. And it's because there's different energies, is what it comes down to. There's different energies, there's different vibes in different places. Not everywhere is the same, especially in the United States. I guarantee you, this is one thing I will guarantee you, Louisiana is probably not the same as California with their energies and their vibes and their situations they have, right? The East Coast is probably not the same as Arizona, right? So, and if you're somewhere else, like let's say you're in England or Germany or France or, some part of Asia, there's so much that's happened in all those territories, all those areas. Wars, famines, all kinds of political situations, and then just the local vibes as well. You can't go at it just thinking, I read this on, this article, or I looked at this YouTube video, and now I know everything there is to know because that one person told me all that I would need to know. That one person probably knows what's very good and well for their area, or for what their walk of life is, or for what they've seen thus far. They don't see you, they don't see your life, they don't see the energy you're bringing into it, they don't see your intentions when you put these things out there. Don't go at magic or witchcraft or anything like that without consulting those around you. And I know that's scary. And as I'm talking about all this, of course, my black cat walks into the frame. Hey, Sabrina. Everybody say hi to Sabrina. This is Sabrina. She has her own channel. I'll link it below. But yeah, it's kind of funny how I call her my familiar, and I'm doing this video and she just happens to walk on by. Yeah, always consult those around you. Always consult those, closest to you if you can. It's one of those things where it's a taboo topic and we don't always want to talk about it. And I know that one of my things I had the hardest time with was in my younger years. There's no one I could really talk to it about. That I was kind of looking into that I was kind of wanting to practice all that I was kind of wanting to do all of that. I was in Catholic school, okay? And my family was already, divorced for some time, and that was considered a sin. I was outcast from a lot of the kids in my grade because of my parents' divorce, because all the other kids had perfect families that were together, at least as far as I saw it. And I was the one that had a divorced parents, and I would go off and sketch on my own on my lunch hour and do my art, and then be reading about this stuff at night and trying to figure this stuff out and working with the moon and doing all this stuff when I was 13. And then, I learned and I evolved from all of that. Then I got put with my mom, I love my mom, but she's religious, she's Christian, and so I wasn't really able to do much in my teenage years around her. Then in my 20s, I had my own apartment, got my own things, and I was able to get back to it. And I was college educated, I'd taken college courses, I'd done cultures and all of that, been exposed to different walks of life, let myself be immersed by people that would show me the way and show me where I needed to go with it. And now here I am in my 30s. So, yeah. But it's a process. It's a journey. It's something that you have to set your intentions to. You know, it's not just some like bibbity bobbity boo bullshit. Like, it's very real. It will change things in your life in one way or another. You're not going to get some sparkle effect like Hollywood. You're not going to get some magical change in your life right away. You're not going to get some, instant gratification from it. And you may call things forward that you didn't intend if you didn't set your intentions and set things properly. That comes from consulting somebody locally. That comes from working with yourself and really understanding yourself. You know, when you go and you cast something, or you put something out there, or you put your spirit on the line into something, whatever the cause may be, you're giving a part of your spirit to that. You're giving a part of your soul to that. You're putting yourself out there. And that is one of the most risky things you can do. I have to find the right word. Risky things you can do without consulting somebody or working with somebody or knowing what you're doing, And never do something out of revenge. Never do something out of anger or to get even or because you think you're smarter than something or somebody. You're not. I'm going to just end it for you right now in your head. You're not. I promise you. There are other forces out there that I've seen, that I've worked with, that I've been called to help on, where people think, oh, I saw this online, and I saw this over here, and I saw this over there, and I'm going to try it. And now you got a poltergeist in your home. Now you got demons running amok in your closet, scaring the shit out of your 6-year-old. Just things I've dealt with, had to help people with. It's not something to fuck with. I promise you, the other side is stronger than you. And it's there to help you. It's there to guide you. It sees what you're doing. It sees where you're at. Your ancestors see what you're doing. They see where you're at. The spirits around you and locally in the area, they see you. They know what you're doing. And they know where you're at. And they can't protect you if you're an idiot. Plain and simple. I've seen spirit guides that'll come to me, that'll tell me what went on with a person, where their mind was at, where their head was at before they did something. And they'll swear up and down, oh, I set my intentions right. Oh, I set this circle right. I followed this guide. I know what I'm doing, And then I get a message from my spirit guides that said they did this with revenge. They did this with spite. They weren't right when they did this. They were drunk with power or substance of some sort when they did this. And that calls other things forward. And then it affects you. And then I have to help you, which I don't mind doing. And anybody that's Wiccan or pagan that I've ever talked to, they don't mind helping. But we would rather, like a pharmacist, have you take the things that were prescribed the right way first, instead of you freeballing it and then overdosing or causing a problem in your life later. Because then that affects all the other people around you in your community. It affects our energy. It affects our universe. It affects the shift. You don't want to mess with it. You don't want to mess with it. You don't know what in the hell you're doing. And you need to sit with yourself. Like sit with yourself and ask yourself, why am I doing this? What purpose does this serve? Is this for the greater good? Who is gaining from this? Not if you're gaining from it, who is gaining from it? Because I promise you it's not just you. Any decision doesn't affect just you in your life. There is a ripple effect that affects everybody. So when you make a decision and you go at something, who is it affecting? Who is gaining from it? Who is losing from it? Why do you want to do this? What purpose does it serve? That's what you need to ask yourself. Your intentions need to be so rooted, so understood before you do something. You cannot just go doing something just because you read about it or feel like it. Those of us that see energy, that take energy seriously, that know the spirits, that know the guides, that know the demons, that know the things that are out there, we know you can't just mess with this stuff. It's not meant to be that way. And if you have a gift to be able to see the other side, and you're doing this stuff, you have to ask yourself, how is that affecting those on the other side? How is that affecting your spirit guides? What harm are you possibly putting them in? What good might you be putting them in? Those are things you need to ask yourself. And again, I am by no stretch of the imagination an expert. And I do not believe that anybody ever is. You're constantly learning, you're constantly evolving. And so to call any oneself an expert in any topic is comical to me. We're all learning and evolving and growing in life. You know, some of us have more than others, some of us have less than others. That doesn't make our value any more, any less. But if you're going to go into working with witchcraft and magic and understanding Wiccanism and paganism, occultism, the one thing that I've learned across all of it from a very young age and throughout my entire life as I've researched it, whether it was under the covers or in my apartment later in life, I have learned that you have to set your intentions the way that they need to be set. And you have to be serious about it. It's not about wanting it. It's not about needing it. Those are selfish and those come from pride. It is about what is your true intention? What is your true purpose with it? And is it for the greater good? Will people benefit? Who will be gaining? Who will be losing? What will be gaining? What will be losing if you're trying to mess with forces? It's not something to mess with just for funsies. And I want to also note, in my spare time, and because I do have a gift to be able to see the other side, brought to me by the fact that when I was a young age, I started seeing ghosts when I was 4 years old, up to my near-death experience when I was 18. It then made them literally vivid as you and me are talking to each other. It's something that you have to take seriously. It's something that you have to be serious about. You know, as a ghost tour guide and something that I do for fun, I see a lot of people that come on my tours and they think they're just going to do this for fun. They're just going to do this because it's something to do to pass time on the way to the airport, literally, or, you know, as a date, dinner date thing. Oh, we're bored, let's do this. You know, very seldom do I get people that are able to walk through the whole tour with me. And especially now with the heat in Arizona, I usually get people that bow out at the fourth stop and I've given them their bottle of water. Because I'm always looking out for the greater good, and I bring water on my tours. Even though I tell people to bring water, they don't listen. That's a topic for another day. But they mess around with it. You know, they take the EMF detectors and they'll go like this, and they'll be like trying to find shit out in the field or wherever we're at. And like, as somebody that can see and communicate with the other side, and I know when they're there and when they're not there, and they got these EMF detectors and they're going like this and like trying to search for things. I want to remind you that ghosts were people, okay? And they still consider themselves to be people, okay? And they still are people in their own right. They might not be physical, but they still have an existence, right? If somebody comes up to you and they're going like this, okay, and you're their stop before the airport, and they don't really have any intention of knowing you, they just want to go, ooh, bam, like Pokemon, I got something on the EMF detector. Is that fair? No. Would you like that? Probably not. It's not fun. It's not cute. And it's disrespectful, honestly. I mean, I've even had one girl, she came up to me with the EMF detector and she was like this, because I told her that I could see and I could talk to ghosts. Like something's gonna pop out of my skin. Like I don't know. Maybe it's the black lipstick. It freaks people out. Whatever. But yeah, you know, they're spirits too. They're very real to me, and they're very real to a number of people. Okay, they should not be disrespected that way. When you enter their space, you are entering their space. You are entering what they've basically made their home. Okay, what has basically become their area for their time left here on Earth until they've decided to move on. There's no 100-year rule, there's no time that they have, there's no spell that's Hollywood shit, okay? It's until they decide to move on, until they feel that it's finished, whatever needs to be finished. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less, okay? You can't decide that for them. You can't help them with that. And it's only when they become negative or drowned by emotion, bad feelings, bad energy, or maybe there's something that's brought to the other side that has those things that affects them, that then you maybe need to help them move on, right? Because it's not good for them anymore. It's not good for you. And maybe you got your kitchen drawers flying open and your spoons flying at you. You know, just things. So then you maybe need to call somebody, right? But they're spirits too. They're people. Spirits are people too. You know, and we have to treat them and their space with respect. You have to treat the craft. You have to treat whatever you're trying to do with respect. It's not fun, okay? It's not like the bead kit you got when you were 7 years old where you thought, oh, I'm gonna build bracelets today. You know, oh, I saw this online. I think I'm gonna build, you know, this rosemary twine thing and put these fun little crystals I got in my box online. and make bracelet for myself for fun. It's not like that. This is real stuff. And I wanted to make this video to just say that, like, I'm not an expert, but from what I've seen, from what I know, from what I've witnessed, from what I've experienced, from what I've put into practice myself, you can't just go at this stuff and think, oh, you know, I'm going to do this and my life's going to get better. I'm going to do this and he or she is going to fall in love with me. I'm going to do this and, you know, I'm going to get a raise or promotion. You know, it's very possible that when you do those things and you don't do them in a way where you're right with yourself, that you could be calling forth pride, some form of entity that revolves around pride, or some kind of demonic energy that revolves around pride, that revolves around ego, that revolves around, you know, gluttony of some sort. And then we got to help you with those. You know, we got to help figure those things out. And then I got to research, and I got to go through my runes, and I got to go through all my stuff, and I got to check your area, and I got to go and do all this research, and then go to your house and check the energy and check the vibes and figure out what I need so I can clear this person or clear whatever out of your way. You know, it's hard. People don't realize that. You can't just go at this and think, oh, and everything's going to be wonderful. You know? But you put no emotion into it. You put no intention into it. No real feeling into it. And now you've got a whole host of bullshit in your house. It's very real. And it will mess you up. It'll mess you up probably more than you intended for it to make you better if you do it the wrong way. So since we're in July, we're in Live Your Truth month. We're getting right around the corner to Halloween, right? That's our next big holiday. We're getting right around to Samhain and all of that. I just wanted to put it out there. Don't go thinking that because you read it online, you saw it on YouTube, you saw it in a movie, you saw it in a TV series, that it's something you can do, that it's real that way. There are ways that it's real that you probably wouldn't care to practice. And there are ways that if you don't practice it right, it could be a whole host of things for everyone else. So with that, that is the first video of this series. My disclaimer of sorts, if you will. And yeah, I guess me and Sabrina will say bye to you now. Say bye, Breeze. She doesn't like it. I just woke her up from a nap. Oh, and if you are looking for something to read, this is great for beginners, Modern Wicca. And this one, which is Book of Self-Care. If you're serious. Don't read them. Don't even think about them if you're just trying to look at things for funsies. You know, be serious about what you do. Be serious about what you intend in the universe. It does affect everyone else and others. All right. Bye.